Okay. You ready?
Let's do it.
100%?
100%.
Let's get it. Jordan Ngatikaura.
What's up, man?
Did I say it right?
You got it.
Yeah. Bro, I haven't seen you in so long.
I know. It's been like what? Like 13, 14 years?
This has been a hell of a long time, bro.
I know, right?
Your life has taken a turn. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like, we knew each other in high school.
Yep.
You were an athlete, and I was an athlete.
Somewhat. You're a lot better athlete than I was.
It's different. It's different sports.
Yeah, exactly.
But now you're not stuck, but like you're in a really weird place right now. Especially as a man, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives just came out.
Yep.
How do you feel about that, bro?
Well, I'm glad it's out now.
Yeah.
Right?
Finally, right?
Finally, it's out. I would think that I would have been like more nervous about the show coming out, but after all, like the media and attention from before the show came out, I'm actually glad it's out there now.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Well, everyone thought we were swingers. Right?
That's a question I was going to ask you. Are you guys swingers?
No, never swung, never would swing.
Okay.
Obviously, Taylor had that drama from years ago.
Yeah.
And, they kind of twisted it a little bit to make it obviously seem like we were all swingers when obviously now that you've seen the show, it's not the case.
Yeah, it's not at all. I feel like, Hulu's smart.
Oh yeah.
They're very smart.
For sure.
But how did you feel when you first hear that, hey, they want you to be a part of it? And were you scared of all the attention that was going to get?
I was for sure more nervous than my wife was. Like, don't get me wrong, she was nervous.
Yeah.
But after like kind of how many people get an opportunity like that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
true.
it's not something like, hey, let me just go interview for a TV show real quick. So when we had our interview, I remember just being kind of like nervous, right?
They interviewed you before you did this?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just remember like as when we went in for an interview and kind of like talked through things, I remember just being so much worse than my wife was at this stuff,
Yeah.
And, obviously it ended up working out and made some awesome friends from the show. Special friends, right?
No, I mean, dude, as a man, I feel like, women like drama.
Oh, for sure.
They love it. That's their, porn in a way. That's theirs. Sure. Like
100%.
Drama is life for them. And as a man, I feel like I wanted to get you on here because I want to see that POV of a man's how they feel about all of this.
Right.
Because sometimes even for men, it could be kind of like too much. It's like our social battery. It's kind of like, all right, you guys do that, but let me stay out of it.
For sure. So when this first all came about, right? I was obviously like trying to be reserved and, hold back. But as I began to like get closer and really understand it, you kind of forget, obviously, that, there's any cameras there.
Really?
100%. And after so much time, right, you just start to like forget like, oh, this is all real.
Yeah.
It's real life and it just happens to be being filmed. So, coming from the man's perspective, I think things are changing. Like it's 2024, right?
Yeah, it's true.
Like, if you would have thought like even, 20 years ago, right? I don't think that a lot of people would have been as okay with this, right?
Yeah.
The cool thing about this is that it tells our story and it tells a lot of other people that are on the show's story. And I think it's a beautiful story. It shows all different walks of where people are at within their religion, right?
Yeah.
You have people that tend to be more devout. You have people like us that are, obviously not active. And I think it shows that those people can still be friends and still be normal and not ostracized just because they don't go to church.
Yeah.
Right. So, coming from the man's perspective, I think that I could choose, there's a couple ways you could take it, right? You could be like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be involved in that. Or you can see it for what it is and it's an opportunity and you can do it, right?
Was it, because you were never really a social media guy,
Not really.
Yeah, so it's interesting how you're looking at this kind of like a new venture. Like, yo, something could come out of this. It's fun.
Yeah, no, it's cool. And like I said, I mean, when I was little, I always used to say, "Oh, I want to be a movie star." This is the closest thing I'm ever going to get to that. But
what type of movie star though?
I have no idea.
Just a movie star.
This is when I was just little. I thought I was going to be a movie star, right?
So,
but after going through this process, it's you learn a lot.
yeah.
Right. You learn to rely on, your spouse and anyway, it's just been super interesting.
So talking about the Mormon faith, right?
Huh?
So you guys are no longer active.
No.
How did that decision come about?
I think that I don't necessarily think it's this might be the wrong answer, but for me personally, it's more of like it's a culture thing. Right? You've been seeing all of this stuff circulating social media, and they're all doing exactly what God taught not to do. And what God taught not to do was judge a book by its cover. And that's exactly what a lot of people on social media has done. And that's a lot of where my personal issues stem from. It's not the doctrine itself. It's a lot to do with the culture surrounding it, right? Holier than thou.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the problem with my issues with a lot of the culture in Utah, at least. I won't speak to the culture of the church as a whole, but I'll speak to the culture of Utah on social media.
Yeah.
And I think it's embarrassing for them. Like, I think it's comical, right? Where people are saying, you should kick them out of the church and all this. And it's just like, kick them out of the church. You don't even know me.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So that for me is a big issue is that there's this holier than thou concept, and the people that should be going to church are the people that have their ailments, right? The people that drink, people that do drugs, people that do anything, swing, cheat. Those are the people that need to be at church more than the people that are more devout, right?
Yeah.
The church isn't a country club for perfect people, and it shouldn't be. It should be for those that are trying to better themselves. And it's unfortunate that today's culture in Utah isn't what the church is meant to be. It's supposed to be for the sinners.
Yeah.
They need it more.
It's true. I mean, I feel like church is for the sinners. It's
Should
like
be.
people who can take care of themselves and not.
They need it more.
Yeah, it's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I think that's, but because of the culture, those that might have those issues might decide, well, I don't want to be judged, so I'm not going to go to church. It's not up to you and I to judge other people, but Utah's culture, especially on social media, has made it that way.
Yeah, that's true. I feel like, especially in Utah, there's a lot of judgment
For sure.
about everything.
Which is why I decided that I'm not going to be involved in that anymore.
But what do you got to say to people who are like, they're not Mormons no more?
Okay.
Like they shouldn't even be a part of it. They don't symbolize who we are. What are you going to say to those people?
Re-ask that question again.
Like there's a lot of people out there who are mad about this, right? The show's coming out.
Oh, so the people that are active and that it's
Yes.
bothering them. Okay.
And it gets them mad because they're like, oh, that's not who we are. And it's like, they're not really Mormon. They're not active.
What I ask them is who decides who's Mormon? Who decides who gets to decide to be active? Who decides that? It's not you.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's nobody. They don't get to decide who gets to be a representation. Mormons come from all walks of life. It doesn't matter what color you are. It doesn't matter your background. What the church teaches is that, right? Like those that want to be Mormon can be Mormon. Like it's not for perfect people. We are imperfect beings. And frankly, I think it's in an imperfect church. There's lots of issues within the church itself, right?
Would you say that most Mormons are imperfect?
Everyone's imperfect. Everyone.
But I feel like
the people that are passing judgment are imperfect.
Yeah, but for a long time, I feel like the Mormon church has given this image of perfection.
I think that's a Utah culture. I don't think that that's an outside the state culture.
Have you been outside of the state a lot?
For sure. If you meet LDS people from outside the state, they're not passing judgment the way that the people in Utah pass that judgment. Right?
Is it because
Did you grow up going to church at all?
Christian, yeah. Evangelic.
Okay. But did you ever go up to the Mormon church at all?
My best friend was a Mormon.
Did you ever go to church with him?
No, I never went.
Never went. Okay. For me personally, right? Like I don't regret growing up in the church. I'm not anti. I don't think that the church is a bad organization. I don't think they mean poorly. I think most of the people in the church are good people. I think most people in general are good people.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? But I think that people are still imperfect, even those awesome people. And I had amazing church leaders, right? I feel like I have a good relationship with God, and I feel very comfortable in my skin with what I believe. And I feel like a lot of people within the church, because of this judgmental culture, don't feel comfortable in their own skin, even those that are the most devout.
Yeah.
Right? Because those most devout are the ones passing judgment. Because I've seen it, I've felt it, I've been a part of it, and I've seen it more than ever in this last, month.
Yeah.
It's been like one of the funniest things. So you can decide to do one of two things, right? You can cry about it, you can be a little baby, or you can kind of make light of it, right?
And that's what you guys did. I felt like, you dove straight head on. You know what I mean? It was just like, let's get this over with.
Yeah, like let's make this funny. Let's make it what it is, right?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you can take two paths.
Do you think Mormons are super mad because there probably is a lot of this going on, but they don't want to admit it?
I would say a lot of social media keyboard warriors that happen to be Mormon. I wouldn't say it's a generalization.
Yeah.
Right? That'd be really unfair of me to say. But I would say those on social media that happen to be Mormon, that are keyboard warriors, right? They're only passing judgment because they're unhappy with their life.
Yeah. Or probably they even want to do it.
100%. They're all haters.
They probably want to be swingers, bro.
There's probably.
Yeah.
But like for me, are there people online that I think do stupid stuff and all this? Do I have time to comment to those people? No, because I got other things I'm worried about, right? There's other things that are way more important than what Sally, John, and Joe are doing down the street, right? All they're doing when they comment and this and that and is all it's doing is bringing more attention, more eyeballs.
Yeah.
I mean, look at like someone like the Kardashians. How did the Kardashians start? Do you know?
Drama.
No.
What do you mean?
It was Kim's sex tape.
Yeah, no, I know that. Yeah.
That's how it
We've
started.
all seen that somehow or somewhere.
It was like that's literally what kind of like started the whole thing, and then they got famous over it. Right?
That's that drama though. People wanted to know.
Right.
She was a good girl. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
right, but it starts like this big drama and all that. All that I'm saying is there's no such thing that I've learned is like bad publicity.
You need what I've learned is you need the energy, right?
Right.
Nothing that's great has small energy.
No.
It has to be something like, you never know. This could be the greatest thing that ever happened to you guys. All of this energy,
I mean, it just depends what you want in life, right?
It depends what you do with that energy.
Correct.
I feel like anything that's supposed to be big needs that.
100%.
And it could be anything.
Yep.
But that could be super hard work, or it could be something that happens out of nowhere, but it's energy. How do you trap it and make it do what you want it to do?
I have an old football coach that used to say, and we'd tease him all the time. He'd say, "Energy follows thought." Energy follows thought, and we'd always tease him. We'd always make fun of him after practice. But when you said energy, it just made me think of that.
Well, energy, thought. That's perfect because energy follows thought. Like first is the thought, then there's the energy, then there's the action. Because you can have all this energy,
right?
But if you don't use it, it's called anxiety.
100%.
So that's why a lot of people, I don't believe in anxiety because I feel like I have anxiety all the time. I want to do shit all the time. But what I do with it is when I'm like, shit, like I need to do something. If you stay in bed and do nothing with it, then nothing's going to happen. You're going to end up hurting yourself. Yep. So I'm going to take this energy and I'm going to put it on something else.
Exactly. So like, my wife's been a great role model for me that way because I used to post a little bit more on social media, but that was like more like when I was single and I cared about that because I felt like, that was like what people did.
As a single man, you need to be out there, bro.
Exactly. Otherwise, that's how people connect and meet now, right?
True.
So, but now like for me, I probably should be better about it, right? Because there's going to be plenty of opportunities that way. So I need to be better about that. But, as far as like the opportunity for social media and growing, a brand and whatever that might be, that's why social media I think is super important in today's day and age, right? Compared to like in the past, like the way that people market now is totally different than it used to be.
It's totally different, bro.
Yep.
Especially with what happened with your wife.
Yeah.
She started in social media.
Yep.
Now she's killing it.
Yeah.
She has a successful business.
Yeah, she's my sugar mama.
How do you feel about having a sugar mama, Jordan?
You know, you could take it one of two ways. You could be upset or this or that, but you know, for me,
a win is a win.
A win is a win. You know, when we first met, like I was still working at Vivint. I had my own house, right? Like it wasn't like, you know, I'm like this bum coming on off the street, right? And then when I switched from Vivint to like doing solar, I was pretty successful in doing it. But now obviously, you know, with having 3 kids, I can't just be living out of state for 4 months.
No.
Especially when, you know, she does as well as she does. It doesn't make any sense to be gone as much. Now I still go out and I do my blitzes. And it's been great. You know, I love doing solar and, no, it's been awesome.
Dang. No, I mean, it's she has the, I just saw the billboard. Your wife's billboard.
Jizz styles?
Yeah.
Jizz hair everywhere.
How did that concept come up?
So dude, it's super funny. So they started shipping internationally, right? And they wanted that to be kind of like their slogan, Jay-Z hair everywhere. So when we put up the billboard, right, it just says Jay-Z hair everywhere with, you know, all that. And then people thought that it was like a sexual innuendo where they're saying jizz hair everywhere. And it was so funny because at first, like she was like, oh, I can't believe, like, I don't want people to think that. And it blew up.
Yeah.
And because it blew up, I was like, you know, you can do, it's the same concept. You can initially be like all pissed off and mad and or you can play right into it.
Yes.
And if you play right into it, all it's going to do is make those haters more mad.
More mad.
Yes.
Bro, it's a fact that the thing people don't understand is that if you get bad customer service in Walmart,
right,
you're going to share it to the whole world. You're going to go online and be like, sucks, Walmart is this and that. But you're promoting Walmart, right?
Right.
Walmart could be the perfect 10 stars, amazing, super dope customer service. You're going to tell nobody.
100%.
You're going to take it to yourself because we like to spread rumors. That's how we were made as humans. Right. We want to spread, we want to help people out.
How often, like if you leave a bad review, you leave way more bad reviews than good reviews.
Way more.
It has to be so far above and beyond good customer service, great food for me to want to leave a review naturally as a human being compared to when I have a bad experience, bad food, bad customer service.
Usually we give a tip, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's the same concept.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know, like it depends how you look at things. Like I've been a big proponent of like being obviously positive, like trying to look at life with a glass half full versus a glass half empty. And it's not easy.
It's not, bro. It's tough. I feel like people, you know, they don't understand that being positive, it's one of the hardest things that you could do because we're constantly thinking of the negative.
Right.
We're naturally like, bro, we're going to die. So we're constantly thinking like, this isn't that. But I personally, I don't think I could be super positive if I wasn't so negative, because then I wouldn't understand what's going to happen next.
Right.
You know, so this dilemma in your mind where it's like a contrast of good and bad, it never ends. So being super confident, I don't think or super positive, I don't think it's possible. I like to be neutral. I like to know that there's really bad things that could happen, and I like to know that there's really good things that could happen.
Right, 100%.
And just deal with whatever the consequence is. Right? Because then you're already prepared. I don't want to be super positive and something negative happens and I'm like, what do I do now? Or I don't want to be super negative and then something positive happens and I can't recognize the positivity out of that.
100%. Totally makes sense.
So I like to have that contrast where I'm like, I can deal with the bad and I can deal with the good at the same time.
Dude, it's more important now than ever to like live in the moment, right?
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, not to like, you hear all these like crazy things, right? Like, you know, someone died that you knew, right? I won't go into specifics, but like someone died that you knew and like, they didn't expect that to be their last day. Right?
Yeah.
So like you can live life in the moment, right? And choose to kind of like be happy. Like when you get a bowl full of shit Oreos or shit Cheerios, yeah. You know, like you just got to move on. like a lot of us get dealt a lot of bad hands.
Yeah.
Right. But it's your choice what you do with those bad hands that kind of determine your outcome in life.
Yeah, bro. Usually I'm a simple man, bro. Usually if I wake up, I'm fucking happy, dude. Like what else do I want?
Exactly.
I always tell God, give me life and get out the way. Yeah. I'm going to do everything else. Like, give me health, give me life.
Right.
You can just sit down and watch.
Yep.
And because I really, truly believe in God and I understand who he is, he's not going to grab my hand and push me to where I need to be. That's an earthly thing. If I want to be successful, earth and here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't need him for that. And that's why I hate when people are like, God, why'd you give me? No. You got yourself into that.
Yeah.
Now,
there's things that are outside your control.
Of course. Yeah.
There's things that are outside your control, but it's just like deciding what you're going to do. But all that I found is if you keep moving forward and you keep being positive, that things get better.
Yes.
So, you know, you might take 2 steps back and 1 step back or 2 steps back or 5 steps back, but you keep moving forward.
It's what you believe, bro.
Right. But it's easy for people like you and I.
Yeah.
Like I know people that have that dim, you know, junky outlook on life. And it's hard to be around those people.
Really hard.
Even if you love them, right?
Because it's just that energy again. It's like, how do you deal with all this, you know, good energy that I don't know if it's good or positive, but it's just good or bad. It's just energy, strong, and it drives me somewhere. But there's always, you know, black energy where it's just like, it does the same thing as good energy does, but it drags me back. I don't want to feel like that, bro.
Right.
There's millions of dollars to be made. Why am I going to be crying about this small bill that you're crying about?
100%.
Makes no sense.
Yep.
You know, so how has your life changed since the show came out?
I feel like I get weird looks sometimes, right? Well, when all the previews and whatnot were out.
At grocery stores?
At the grocery store, at the gym. You know, it's kind of like one of those things too, like where it's just not the same sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I'm not over here we're not like famous, just local famous. Yeah. Like you just kind of get weird looks sometimes.
For now.
Yeah. I think, I mean, my life hasn't changed. Like I'm still going to do the same things I do. Still going to go to the gym, still going to hang out with my family, go do stuff, still going to golf, right? Like I'm going to go do the things I like to do.
Yeah.
You know, it's the same thing we talked about, dude. You can choose to, you know, complain and cry about it, or you can move on and move forward and do what makes you happy.
Bro, that choosing part is so important because anything you choose will happen.
Yep. You just make a decision, and that decision always isn't easy. And sometimes you don't feel like it, but you still need to make it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It's being a leader, bro, especially, bro, you're a father, you're a husband.
Right.
There's no such thing as an easy role as a leader. It's hard.
Nope. Especially when you have a powerhouse like my wife as a partner, right? It's a lot of bumping heads sometimes that way.
Yeah.
And you know, there's all these like, you know, gender roles and stuff. And, you know, I don't necessarily believe in gender roles in their entirety, but even someone who's like a powerhouse, my wife, she still likes that peaceful feeling that someone, you know, that I'm able to give just by being kind of, you know, I don't want to use the word man of the house, but like that, there's still that peace of mind knowing that I take care of things.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
You know, and you can choose to feel emasculated to something like that, or you can use, you know, each other's strengths to be better together, right?
Yeah.
Because we all have weaknesses.
Well, the thing about gender roles, bro, that I've learned is that at its core, it's needed, right?
I agree with some of it.
In the negative times, it's needed because, like, you know, America has given us that peacefulness of just being like, or that, I don't know, that gift that we don't have to, right? Because we're going to get, like, the bank is going to help us out. Something happens. We get some credit. We're good, right? But in, like, countries that are really bad, when shit hits the fan, you need the man to step up and be the man.
Right.
And when shit hits the fan, you need the woman to step up and be the woman as well.
Right.
And what a lot of people don't understand is that, yes, your wife to you might be like, oh, she's a lot successful, but that helps you as a man.
100%.
It pushes you like crazy.
Yeah,
you have no idea where you're going to end up in 10 years.
Right.
And noticing that and understanding that helps a lot. Like, me and my girl had a discussion where she's like, oh, I'm going to make more money than you. And I was like, no, you're not.
Do it.
But listen, I was like, no, you're not. And I was like, and she's like, wait, what do you mean? What? Like, can women not do that? And I was like, no, because the moment you start doing that, I'm going to get this fire lit under my ass that I'm going to be like, I need to do more. Why am I not doing more? Right? That constantly asks the questions for a man So it's not a bad thing that they're doing more than you. Right. It's actually a motivation, you know?
Right.
And I take that as like, especially with you, it's like, bro, I just can't wait to see what you do in 10 years, bro.
Well, I'm excited to see with everything that's going on, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, I feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm at a crossroads right now. Just kind of like decide what I want to do moving forward. Obviously not wanting to travel as much, you know, could potentially change things. Still things that we have to talk about and go over, but you know, there's lots of opportunities on the horizon, and just got to take the bull by the horns, right?
Yeah. What's your idea of next?
I've been looking at a couple things.
Okay.
I think it'll be to be determined, but we'll have to see. Jessie and I have talked about potentially doing a thing or two, and then I also have, you know, friends, but that are you know, wanting me to get involved in different things. But yeah, dude, it'll be interesting to see how things shake out with obviously the show.
Bro, we need more content from you, bro.
More content. Yeah. So I should be a social media influencer now.
Hey, what I feel like is, imagine this episodes are coming out, right?
Right.
Why don't you review them?
That's a good idea.
Talk about it. Yeah. Talk about what would, like, just like, hey, this is my opinions of how this turned out.
That's not a bad idea.
That would be super cool.
I might take you up on that.
Because imagine the energy is out there.
Right.
You just gotta get it, make your own.
Because almost be like parody it. It'd almost be funny to be like, oh, she did not.
It's just the narrative will be ran through by everybody.
Right. I might as well beat him to the punch.
Yes, exactly. It's like, I decide how this actually looks to me.
Yeah. You just copied me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, you know, there's so much opportunity for that.
Right.
And especially what you know, bro. Like, look, you have a beautiful home. You know, It's like, bro, nobody does this just by, it happens, you know? Like, there's a certain knowledge you need to have all of this.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and by the sounds of it, you know, you have a good head on your shoulders. So it's like, why not share that with the world?
Yeah. I should take your advice. Just open up a little bit.
Hey, you never know, bro. Yeah. That could be your next thing, you know?
Yeah, I'm married to a social media queen, so I should probably do that.
Yeah, so going back to the religion part, right?
Uh-huh.
What do you think was your favorite part of being a Mormon?
My favorite part of growing up Mormon was the sense of community.
Yeah, that's actually really good.
I think the sense of community was awesome. I loved Boy Scouts. I loved having that sense of community. I loved my church leaders. You know, I think, you know, a lot of people that choose not to be active or leave the church or whatever, however you want to call it, get like super anti and worried about, well, this didn't happen actually, and you know, why did they have polygamy? That's not my worry. That's not why I'm not in it. Right? Yeah. Like, you can go over. I don't really want to go over any like doctrinal specifics, right? I'm pretty well versed at it actually, but for me, it's that sense of culture and that the moral compass. But that's not exclusive to the LDS Church. Right. You can learn morals and values from a lot of churches, Muslims, Jewish, it doesn't matter.
Even sports too,
you know? Right. You know, I think that was my favorite part of it. And I'll never forget that. And I still talk to those church leaders and I appreciate them. You know, not too long ago, I let my homeward bishop that I grew up with, let him know. I actually hit him up and I just wanted to let him know how much I appreciated him. And I wanted to do that because as the show does come out, I don't want him to think that like all of a sudden like I hate him or hate the church or anything or a lot of these people, because it's not the case at all. I love the way I was raised. I love the way I grew up with. I love the people I grew up with. And just because I'm not active anymore doesn't mean I don't have a relationship with God and don't have that spiritual aspect, right? Because I'm definitely more spiritual than I am religious.
What do you think tarnished that sense of community for you?
You know, it wasn't the sense of community that I felt like was tarnished. It was like a personal belief. Like I just, you know, growing up in the LDS faith, you have like these interviews when you're going to become a deacon, a teacher, when you get baptized, and they would always ask the question like, do you like, when you're becoming a deacon example, do you feel the Holy Ghost? Do you feel like you're worthy? Do you feel like, do you have a unwavering belief in the church? And I could never answer that without feeling some type of almost like I was lying. Wasn't it guilt? I wouldn't call it that, but I just felt like I wasn't answering that like the way I should have, because I liked what it taught, but I never like believed in it fully.
Did you ever?
I tried. I really tried.
But did you not feel that spiritual connection then?
No. I never had like that. I was gonna say, do you know you go to like Disneyland when you're a kid?
Yeah.
Would you compare that to a spiritual feeling personally?
We could say like a euphoria.
Magical?
Euphoria.
Euphoria. Okay.
Yeah.
I would get that, but I never felt like my most spiritual moments in life haven't been at church.
Wow, bro. We need to talk about that because that's so true. I feel like the biggest, like you said, the biggest moments have been where something happened to me and I have to go through it. Yeah. And it was in church never really had to do with that. Yeah. Maybe God, but not church.
Exactly. I think that those things come from, real life experiences. And I've heard some of my favorite people, and a lot of my favorite people, most of the people in my life are full active Mormon LDS people, right?
Really?
Oh yeah. And I look up to them a ton. Yeah. And I've heard a lot of them talk about how some of their most spiritual experiences have nothing to do with church. Yeah. Right? They get way more spiritual feeling from even business. They do. I've heard it. And it's someone that like, these are people that like these are future general presidency kind of people. Like they just are.
Or love, bro. Like being with somebody you really love.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of that, like there are people, and there are a lot of people that I've met, and I've been super lucky to meet some of these people that are in the church that believe in it fully, and they're church leaders and whatnot that I've met even not being active, and they're some of my favorite people, and they know I'm not active, and we have amazing conversations. Yeah. Right. And they make me feel awesome. Right. You hear like those one-off stories where, a bishop asked me questions that were inappropriate and this and that. And that I'm sure it happens, but it's a church that's run by imperfect people, right? So like mistakes are going to happen. Like people fault a lot of things that the church does and says all the time. I think the church is under amazing leadership. I think they are doing exactly what they should be doing. If I choose not to be active, like these trolls on social media, like I don't care. Go ahead and say your piece. Yeah. I'm not claiming to be anything I'm not. I'm very comfortable in my skin, and the people that are once keyboard warriors are the ones that are not comfortable in their skin. Yeah. I don't have the time or the audacity to reply to these people because they're not worth my time.
Yeah, it's true. But what does being a non-active Mormon mean?
Okay. So in the church, right, you become a member when you get baptized. Yeah. Okay. So I guess what would make me not active versus being ex-Mormon is removing my records from the church. And in my opinion, that's super dramatic. And again, this is totally my thing.
But you haven't done that though?
No.
Okay, then.
No, but I don't have a reason to. Yeah, exactly. I don't need to give the middle finger to the church. They did a lot of things for me. I'm not sour. I'm not upset. Like I've never been endowed. Yeah. Okay. So endowment obviously is when you go through the temple, you receive your garments and whatnot. But I never had that. Right.
Would you say you're just taking a break?
No, I'd say that it's not something I'm interested in.
Hello.
Hi, sorry. You can keep going. I'll just wait.
Do you want to have her jump in? Or?
Yeah. I mean, Jessie's here.
You want to jump in?
Yeah, that'd be cool. You want to get on? Yeah.
You just want to come? You just want to sit right here?
In the spot.
I know. I'm going to take his spotlight. Nice to meet you, by the way. I'm Jessie.
Nice to meet you, Maikon.
Yes.
Awesome. No, she can just sit on my lap.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Just sit right here.
Yeah. I've been there before.
There you go.
I told her, I said, you sure you don't want to sit on his lap because we're swingers?
Yeah, that's true. It would fit the brand.
We were just talking about, so like we talked about, we were just talking about like the church and like, what does it mean to be ex-Mormon versus or non-active Mormon? Mm-hmm. And I was kind of just like, so should I kind of just repeat, like kind of just tell that part again?
Yeah. Well, now she's here. We got to announce her. You know what I mean?
Oh, true. I'm just all of a sudden like on the lap.
Well, Jessie's here.
Yes.
How are you, Jessie?
Good. How are you?
Good. This is, an unexplained moment out of nowhere.
I know. I'm like, I'll just walk in and interrupt,
Yeah. But so I was just talking to Jordan about what is the difference between being a non-active Mormon and what was it, Jordan?
And an ex-Mormon.
And an ex-Mormon. And I see there's a big difference now.
Yeah.
And he was saying.
So what I was saying is like, I feel like someone who's an ex-Mormon, like is someone who like, writes the church and has their records removed.
Yeah.
Right. Where for me, and at least you have to tell us what you think, but for me, I feel like that's super dramatic because I still love that the church made me who I am. I still love the morals and the values. I think overall I had great leaders, like I said. But for me to like remove my records, I feel like it's almost like just dramatic. Like I don't feel like
you're trying to make a statement.
Yeah, I don't need to make a statement because I'm comfortable with who I am, right? I'm comfortable with what I believe. So for me to remove my records, I feel like, and this is just personally, I feel like it would almost be a slap in the face to everything that made me who I am.
Yeah.
Because I could be upset, but I'm not. Like there's a lot of people that leave the church, but the church doesn't leave them. Like the reason they're sour is because like they feel like they missed out on things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true. And again, it's part of your process.
Yeah.
100%.
So do you guys think you guys would ever go back to be active Mormons?
I don't know. I don't think I would just because I had 25 years in the church. So I know it all. It's not like I don't know enough. I know what it is to be Mormon and get sealed in the temple and live that way. And it just didn't work for me. And I feel like I did try and I tried to give it my all and it just didn't make sense. And I think especially with our show now, like I've seen a lot of the members be like pretty judgmental towards our title and the premise of the show. And this is before the show comes out. It could change, but who knows? And I think that right there, that behavior is solidified for me that this isn't a community that I feel is like loving and forgiving. And that's what I felt is I did feel a lot of judgment when I was in it. And I feel like now I've solidified that even more so where for me, it doesn't work, but I still have respect for the people in it. And I also have amazing Mormons in my life. Like a lot of my employees and friends and family are LDS and amazing, but I would say like the culture here in Utah is the other way and it is hard. So for me, I just don't think so, but I don't have a problem with it. Like I don't need to talk about it all the time. I don't need to be dramatic like he was saying, but it just doesn't feel right for us.
Yeah.
Is that how you feel?
Yeah. I mean, we kind of talked about this earlier before you got here, but like, it was kind of like, and I was telling him, this isn't like, our issue isn't with the church.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not here to get in a spiritual bat about, polygamy, anything like specific to doctrine.
Yeah.
Because it's not the important piece to me, honestly. But what I will tell you is that the culture in Utah is super toxic, and all of these people that are judging people and saying, "Oh, they shouldn't even be allowed to be in the church." They shouldn't even be allowed to be in the church, right? And it's just comical because what the church teaches is the people that are the sinners need God and need the church more than the people that are devout. And it's just funny how this holier than thou mentality that exists in Utah, where we're more holy than you. It's just not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I've also been around a lot of active members who, they don't drink, they don't swear, they don't do all those bad things, but they gossip more than anyone I know. And that's what I've seen recently. And I think that's just as bad in certain ways. So I think that the culture here in Utah is what makes it hard for us, but I've heard the church is way more relaxed in other states. So if we lived somewhere else, there could be a possibility we'd go back because we grew up with these standards and morals. And I think that did help shape who we are as people. And we have really good, like belief systems in place. But the organized part of it is what gets me because I still believe in God and I still want to have spirituality in my life, but I don't necessarily need people telling me how and, what way to live my life. Because I feel like if I'm good with God and I'm good with myself, I'm good.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, I grew up super religious too.
Yeah.
I was a Christian evangelic.
Oh, okay.
And I remember.
Which is rare for Utah.
Yeah, very rare.
So you grew up here?
No, I grew up in El Salvador, but then I got here like when I was 10 years old.
Okay.
And the weirdest thing was that, grew up in the church for so long. And for the longest time, I was so scared that I was going to go to hell if I fucked up.
Yes.
Right? If I made a mistake, I'm going to go to hell. I'm going to go to hell. So I would kind of live and act in that manner. Like, don't mess up because then you're going to go to hell.
But it's not because you actually believe these teachings. It's because you're so scared.
Exactly. And when I left the church but stayed with God and messed up and my life went downhill, then I realized it's like, oh, I'm not going to do it for God or for the religion. I'm going to do it for my life.
Yes.
So, because everything has a consequence, right? So if I do something bad, I'm going to get something bad back, but if I do good, then I'm going to get good back. So what I believe in now, it's karma.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But I still have the belief of God, and I do it for something else, I guess. But I do it for myself now, not for something holy or whatever, or a establishment.
And I think that making mistakes can strengthen your testimony in whatever religion you're in. And it can also teach you the lessons you need to learn. Whereas if you never make a single mistake out of fear or whatever it may be, you're not going to experience life the way it's meant to be experienced. We all need to make mistakes to grow.
Yes.
So I think that's a great point.
So I already asked this to Jordan, Jessie, but was there any, what was it called? Goddamn, what's it called?
Swinging?
Yeah, oh my God. How can I remember that?
Soft swinging is what they call it.
Yeah. Was there any swinging?
Not within our relationship. There is other relationships on the show that it did happen to. I guess one in particular, which you guys have seen. But no, most of us were just in the friend group, and we were affected because people were assuming that it was us. And we've seen the same thing with the show. People assumed all of us cast members were doing it. So no, we didn't do it, but we were very heavily involved in the fallout and like how the world perceived it. But it was just one couple on the show.
How do you guys think you would have react if the Mormon church would have actually kind of said, it's like, oh yeah, like there was no judgment.
Yeah.
Kind of like, dang, they're a part of us.
I know Jordan actually said last night, he's like, they should have taken out ads on Hulu so like to promote themselves with people watching. That would have been genius.
You got to think of this. Like the church takes ads out for the Book of Mormon play.
Yeah. It's smart.
So, and it's completely, like making fun of the church, but they're using that opportunity
to get eyes
and views. And I would do the same thing. And I have a friend that served his mission in Manhattan, and they would wait outside of the Book of Mormon play, and they would talk to people as they were leaving the Book of Mormon play.
Oh, wow.
It's a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Like they already broke the ice.
I think that
It's true.
it would have been we knew with the name and like the premise of the show that we were going to get hate and like people judging for sure. I did not expect the level. I actually thought people were going to be a little more understanding. So I think if people had been less judgmental, it would have been easier for the whole cast's mental health, because we've all been, we all live in the heart of Mormonism here in Utah County. And so it's hard because we're like, are our kids' teachers judging us? Are our people at the grocery store looking at us weird? So it would have been easier, but I also think that nothing worth doing comes without criticism. So I'm proud of what we did. So I don't have any regrets.
We talked about just barely, like, I was like telling him like, hey, how did the Kardashians
start?
Like came out of sex tape.
Yeah.
And then
not that that's the right thing to do, but
no, but there's no such thing as bad publicity.
It's controversial.
Yeah.
But I also feel like obviously the show edited is going to be like Hollywood and like.
Babe, we already talked about that. The show's out.
No, edited. I said like when a show's edited. Yeah. No, sorry, you're good.
Start over again.
When a show's edited, it's an entertainment aspect, right?
Yes.
Like they need to make it look a certain way, and there's music and all those things. Me living the show is going to be so different than seeing it, so I'm excited. But when we filmed the show, whether it like certain scenes make the show or not, I loved every moment of it. There was nothing bad. There was nothing controversial. I mean, there was drama, but I think people are building it up in their heads before they see the show, like what it's going to be. So people who haven't seen it yet, go watch. But it's not what people think it is. So I think a lot of the active members who are so worried about it need to give it a chance before they judge.
Well, they are. They wouldn't comment unless they're planning to watch it.
Oh,
That's true.
Exactly.
But that's just as irreverent. Is
Yeah.
that like the judgment they're passing? If they go watch it, they're just as bad.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And I'm sure they'll still try to find bad things within it, you know? So like, you're never going to win.
Well, think about it. Like Hulu has good writers.
Yeah.
They're not going to give you something that,
Right?
oh, I don't want to watch that.
They
You know what I mean?
they know what they're doing.
Yes.
Like they created the Kardashians and so many other iconic shows. So they knew what they were getting with us. And I think our friend group, why our show works, is because we are genuinely all friends and we genuinely are who we are on camera. Like there's times I forget we're being filmed because we're just having fun.
Yeah,
so
that's
I
what
think it
you
works.
said.
Yeah. We're all unhinged. We're all a little crazy and we give them what they need without even trying. And I think that's what the feedback we've gotten is, which is like cool because it means we're doing something right.
Well, it's funny because I was, before we did this episode, I was doing some research and how this whole thing came up with like mom talk and everything, right? Mom influencer and just in it. And they go back to a time where the Mormon church, you guys have this every month, I think, what happens? There's like a big thing that goes on every month.
You mean twice a year?
It's twice a year.
General
conference, yeah.
Twice a year.
If it was once a month, that'd be hard.
But he was talking about how the members should get on social media more. And that kind of opened up a door that now it's hard for them to close.
Yeah, because now they're like, oh, but be careful what you see in the media.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's so true.
And it's hard because it's like, no, once you open a door, you never know what's going to get out.
No, positive and negative.
Yeah, and sometimes people break through the door and it's like, yo, you can never close that door again.
Exactly. And the way I feel too is just the active members that are so upset about the show. It's like, it doesn't affect your testimony, your relationship with God. Keep doing you. Like, you're always going to have people hating on you. The Mormon church has had people hating on it for a long time. This isn't the first thing. So just carry on. You'll be fine. And it doesn't affect your life or your testimony. So I just don't understand like the...
And I'm not embarrassed by what happened.
No, me either.
I think it shows a lot of real life.
Yeah.
If we were like on the show being like, yeah, we are Mormon, but we're swingers and we drink every weekend and claiming it while doing things that go against it, I get it.
Yeah.
And that's what they think a lot of people think it is.
But they're passing judgment.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what God says not to do, according to the religion.
Yeah.
Well, it's like throw the first stone if you're not a sinner.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
No, and you know, that's the thing with this show as well is that I have so many different people. Yeah. Like I was telling Jordan that, you know, I could have a prostitute. I want to get a prostitute. That'd be crazy cool. That'd be cool, but I can have
Did you say you want a prostitute?
No. I said I want to get it. It's like, oh my God, this is the clip.
This is how things happen.
Well, good thing I clip myself. It's
exactly. Yeah, you have the power here.
Yeah. So, but I have strippers, you know, I have crazy people, then I have really smart people, then I have politicians. I have every type of person. So I've gotten this mental side of me that I can't judge.
Yeah.
And it's tough for me to judge because even we were watching a movie where the dad was super messed up to the kid and everybody was like, oh, screw the dad. And I was like, what did the dad go through?
Yeah, you know what I mean? You're like, what's his trauma?
Yes, how did he get here? You know? And so to me, it's really hard to judge before I even look into it.
Right. That's amazing. Right? I wish everyone could be like that.
And that's one of the reasons why I came and wanted to do the episode with you guys. Because it was like, what's really going on?
Yes,
totally. You know, I don't want to just be like, oh, Jordan changed and this and that. No, I want to be like, Jordan, what's going on,
because
bro?
I guarantee you, like, if everyone had the chance to sit down with someone that they were judging, they would get to see their heart and another side of them, and they would walk away being like, oh, there's more to the story than I thought.
Well, there's a reason why we love the villains when we get their backstory. Because we're like, wait, something made this happen.
You're not just born bad usually.
Yeah, exactly. You become bad.
Yes,
you know,
exactly.
but it's just really interesting how you guys, it's like you guys got glued into this controversy where it's like, you guys don't even know them, right? You've never been to your house. They've never had a conversation. Yes, exactly. And it's like, no, they are there. So it got to stick to it or else it looks weird. It feels weird.
And I've noticed that with social media, they can say whatever they want on their phone. But if they were to see you in person, they would never say it.
Never.
Keyboard warriors.
Or I've noticed I will message people back and then they'll backtrack because they didn't think I was going to see it.
And they'll be excited too.
Yeah, it's like, I'm so sorry. I love you. It's funny. But, you know, we're all guilty of it. We've all judged people. Like, I'm guilty of it. I've watched reality TV for years. And of course, I've done that. But now that I'm on the other side of it, I've just seen another angle to come at it from where I'm like, no, everyone has a story and like we're all putting our lives out there and that's pretty brave. So like, let's just watch it. And if you resonate, great. If you don't, move on.
Yeah.
You know, there's no need to like slander people and put them down just because you don't agree.
It costs $0 just to change the channel.
Yeah.
Or just turn off the phone.
And what people don't realize is the haters are getting us another season. So keep it up.
You know what I mean? It's so weird.
They hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah. No, your biggest haters are also your biggest fans. Like, it's so true.
It's the craziest thing. I used to just like, you know, when I started the show, I would kind of like delete people or something. Now I'm like, I don't even think about that. I'm liking their stuff. I'm like, why did you think this?
You know what? I've noticed that like responding to negativity with humor is like the best way. Yeah. Either ignoring it or like feeding into it.
Clowning on them.
Because you can't be the butt of the joke if you're in on the joke, you know?
Yeah.
So.
And plus even like, I've noticed that being online and putting what you feel, what you've been around, it really helps with like, it's like I call it a mental exercise.
Yeah.
That I put my thoughts, I react to people's judgment and whatever they have to say. And I'm like, But at the same time, I'm like exercising. And I'm like, how do you react? Okay, I'm going to just be chill. I'm not going to get anxiety. I'm going to be like calm.
Yeah.
And then I reply. And then it helps me so much because when it comes to business, to everything else, when meetings, I'm like super focused because I'm like, oh, nothing can take my focus out. I'm just,
that's amazing.
you know, it's like working out. No, it's like practicing how you're going to play.
Exactly.
Right? It's exactly the same. So how do you think all of this experience has helped your marriage?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good question. I think it's brought us closer because like you go through adversity, right? You go through the whole state basically trying to bring you down, even though they shouldn't be. It's actually like I've never experienced like it's like everyone with their pitchforks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've had the most random people message me, the most weird stuff. I've gotten reached out to by people that I used to talk to about like, hey, so you guys are swingers, huh? Like,
we've even had like friends or family members like share the negative posts, you know, like things we didn't expect.
Yeah. And they're doing like, even though they know us, like passing judgment. And I'm like, you're an idiot. You haven't even watched it.
Yeah.
Or asked us. But yeah, having that hate, but being able to like come together as a couple and be like, okay, we know our hearts and like we have each other to lean on. Right. So if I have a video made about me or I see a bad comment or vice versa, we can be there for each other.
Yes.
So I think that's been super helpful. And also just filming a reality show, whoever you do it with, it kind of bonds you because it's such a unique experience. Yeah.
Right.
So we're like super close with all the couples because we all went through this together. And I think in turn that helps all the relationships
not super close.
Not
super close.
Not stop swinging close, but
it's
you know.
Because I call it like the trauma bonding.
Yes, trauma bonding. I mean? That's what it is.
You all go through this like really hard situation.
Yeah.
And now it's like, once all of this, when the dust settles, you'll be like, we went through this.
We made it.
And it feels so good. Yes, I just went to Moab, right? Okay. We went on the ATVs. Yeah. And bro, I promise you, when I started, I was so scared. I was like, I'm gonna fall any minute, right? Yeah. Like this is over, right? I was like, why did I do this? And when I got through the hardest part, then I started going crazy. Yeah. Even my girl got on it, and then she was driving. I love it. And I was just like, once we were done, we were so happy that we got to do that.
That's a metaphor for life.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. It's like anything you're scared of or anything that feels scary, just get through it.
Nothing worth doing is easy ever.
Nothing.
So yeah, I agree.
Right.
You know, so what's next for you guys as a couple?
Ooh, no more kids. I know that.
How many kids do you guys have right now?
We have 3.
Dang, that's a perfect. It's so great. That's me and my family.
And his oldest is from a previous marriage, so we only have her half the time.
Oh, okay.
And so actually it's great because when she's over, it's like a little built-in babysitter. She's 12, so she helps out. And then we have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So we're in the thick of toddlerhood. And it's so fun, but we're good. We're done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like physically, it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, he got snipped, so we're good.
Really? Oh, dang. Is that... Yeah. Breaking news or what?
No, he did it like a year ago. We don't talk about it a ton, but yeah, he was nervous.
But I rescheduled it 3 times.
Yeah, he was so scared. I'm like, I went through pregnancy.
Yeah, were you really scared about that?
100%. You want to cut your ball sack open?
Wait, can you? No, that would suck. That would be scary.
I'm like, you're numbed, Ray? Or were you under?
No, they like pull your pants down around your ankles. They put you on laughing gas.
Oh, okay. Really? Oh,
yeah. Dang. And then he's fine within 10 minutes. I'm like, that is not how pregnancy and labor was.
It literally took 3 minutes. And I was like, I heard him take the rubber band and flap my nut. And then I was like, oh. And then it didn't hurt. Maybe 45 seconds goes by. I said, are we just waiting for it to numb? He goes, you're done.
Dang.
Insane.
They put these little titanium clamps.
So it's impossible.
Can you get back to it?
Could you reverse it?
I think you can. They can go in and take the clamps
off. Reverse it? Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
They had to do the really big ones for mine, but I'm sure they could.
God, XXL. But no, I don't know what's next for us. What do you think?
I think that there's some things that are coming. We've briefly talked about it, but we haven't kind of decided on some things.
What are you talking about?
We'll just have to see.
I don't even know what he's talking about. So yeah, it'll be a surprise to me too. I think that just honestly, with my business, I'm so busy and the show, like we never know what's coming our way. So I'm just like, we'll see. Like we'll just take it as it comes.
There's a million things on the docket.
Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about the infamous jizz hair.
Yes.
So,
jizz hair
I was just
everywhere.
how it started and how like no one's gonna believe it, but it was not intentional.
No.
Those are the best ones though.
No, it's so funny. And that's why I can lean into it because I'm like, I'm laughing with you guys because I'm just realizing this. So yeah, but no, I think that we never know where we're going to be a year from now. Every year is so different for us. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, no, I see, you guys' growth. It's like, you just don't know it. Like the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything could come out of this.
We're excited to see. Who knows? And we're not expecting anything which I think makes it fun.
And what sucks too is like, you guys went through all this, right? Mm-hmm. At the end of it, you guys will come out as strong and it will be a lot more together, more happier, right?
Right.
But the people who judged you and the people close to you especially, it's going to be hard for them to just see you strive and be like, how would it feel to be like, hey, Jessie, how are you?
I don't think people have shame though sometimes.
That is
so
true. That
Bring
is
back
true.
shame. Like people should be embarrassed for like bullying
not
people.
cancel culture, shame culture.
Yeah, no, literally. But it's true. I feel like if you let the negativity get you down, you're feeding into it and you're letting them win. But if we just keep living our lives and having an amazing life, like we're winning. So yeah.
I'd rather be talked about than not be talked
exactly.
about.
Exactly. Well, I feel like, for the longest time now, I feel like I'm a energy bender. You know what I mean?
That.
Like we talked about, it's like you get this energy, you try to get as much energy you can, and then you use it for something.
Yes, I love that.
And this was going to happen to you guys.
Yeah, it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to run and relieve the nanny. I'm so sorry. So I'll go get the kids. You guys can
continue. Thank you, Jessie. Thank you for being a part of the show.
Thank you for letting me crash the party. It was so good to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
Okay, you guys can continue.
I think they're at the park, babe.
I know, they're out here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, that was good.
Yeah, it was good.
How do you feel about that?
Feel really good about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, bro, I'm happy and I'm thankful that you even gave me, a chance to come into your house.
100%.
And
we'll have to do it again.
Oh hell yeah, bro! I know you got a lot of things coming.
Yeah, we got some things. We got some things in the pipeline.
No, but yeah, bro. Thank you for this. Super
Let's do it again soon.
Anything you want to tell the audience?
Just when life gets you down, just keep going. That's what I got.
Super generic, but it's dope.
Hey, I'm just telling you, hey, like you can choose what when life hands you lemons, you can you can throw them away, you can make lemonade.
Damn. Make a lemonade stand and then get a lemonade brand and then sell it.
You can sell it online and you can sell it everywhere, jizz everywhere,
Yeah, that too.
Exactly.
No, but bro, thank you for real.
Thank you. You bet.
And to you guys, you could have been anywhere else in the world, but you're right here with us right now with Jordan and your host, Maikon. I got to say something right now. Jordan, I've been saying it for a long time and people just can't, listen. They just don't follow this. And I'm like, come on, man. They need to, especially with, the show and everything. But guys, please, from the bottom of my heart, stop cheating. There's a lot of cheating going on, Jordan.
Really?
There's a lot of cheating going on. You know what I mean? Especially with, the show, people are saying that.
Well, it's not cheating if you're swinging.
Oh, that is true.
What you need to do is make new shirts that say "Start swinging."
Oh shit!
Stop cheating, start swinging. There you go.
Okay, because I do believe that if the couple says it's okay, then it's okay.
I think it's weird,
but it's okay, right?
Like I haven't seen it. I have never seen it work.
Oh, it never does work.
Yeah,
but it's okay to them.
Sure.
I will never do it. Fuck that. Because I consider it cheating. Right. It's just a pass to cheat. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
Hall pass.
Yeah. Hall pass. You've seen that movie?
Maybe.
It was so good. Huh. But it's the craziest thing. It's going on everywhere. Yeah. People are cheating on themselves. People are cheating on their dreams, cheating on their partner, cheating on their family, everything. Right?
Yeah.
They don't stop.
I like that. The way you're talking about it, like you could be cheating and not cheating on your partner. You could be cheating on yourself. You could be cheating on a lot of things.
Everything, bro.
Right.
It's a lifestyle. I know
cheating life.
Yeah, cheating in life. Like I know for a fact that if I am honest with myself and I don't cheat with if I don't cheat on myself, because if I say, hey, tomorrow I'm gonna get up at 6 and I get up at 10, that's cheating on myself.
Cheating on yourself.
Exactly. I'm not honest and I'm not 100% with myself. So once I live my life like that, then everything goes according to plan.
Yep. No, I like that.
So
that's awesome.
Oh yeah, bro. Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you guys. Go to sleep early. Peace out. You're not gonna say bye?
Oh, peace out, everybody.
Hell yeah, bro. Thank you. That was dope,
bet.
bro. Real shit.